Hey everyone, it's May 22nd, 2020. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Tonight talking Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan and Justin LaBar. Guys, am I insane or was this a pretty good episode of wrestling?
This was pretty good. It was slightly more than there.
Yeah, I mean, we had some big matches. The storyline stuff. I mean, sure, not everything hit, but I thought for a 2-hour show, this is better than a lot of SmackDown episodes that they had with an audience since they moved to Fox.
Way more importantly, sorry, Justin. Way more importantly, folks in the chat room, how impressed are you with my hookup, my connection right now? I look and sound great. At least on my end, I do. You guys should be impressed. I saw somebody on Twitter. Look at Glenn living the life over there with his little Corona. He thinks he's just going to slide that in there and no one's going to comment.
I swear it's like subliminal marketing is the weird effect of everything that's going on right now.
Do I say trendy Glenn again or no?
Trendy? Is this trendy? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel it is. I feel we're doing a wrestling podcast and you're
topical.
Cool Mo D over there drinking a beer. Like
Cool Mo D. I've got those sunglasses. I've got those sunglasses somewhere. The sunglasses that only Cool Mo D and Yoko Ono wear. I found something pretty close to those.
Start calling you Cerveza Rubenstein.
My alter ego.
He's chasing it with some water.
I can't because I'm just finishing the like they didn't have the Cornita. I normally drink the little ones. There's something about warm weather. Do you guys have like warm weather rituals? For me, it's like I want fresh guacamole, I want a Corona, and I just want to like chill out in front of the TV and the fan. You know,
I think because our seasons, it feels like it's the same way year round. But isn't that way for you in California or no?
No, it's warmer from May to October.
I mean, it's hot as bat bleep right now here, but I mean, it's usually warm all year though.
Well, and we took a 4-day weekend, which is weird, right? When we're all working from home, we were like, Monday's a holiday. We're going to make a concerted effort, get all the work done Thursday. So today was an off day and it was nice. You know, just trying to take a little staycation, get our mind off everything that's going on. And SmackDown tonight, I mean, I'm sure as you can imagine, when 5 o'clock came around, I was like, oh, I have to watch SmackDown. With that being my expectation going into it, I was very happy with the way it turned out. I watched it, drank some Corona. I made a vegan version of a cheeseburger pie. Everything's coming up Rubenstein tonight. It's been good.
If you watch every segment of SmackDown, pretty much everything had a purpose. Everything meant something. Everything had a story going into it. It wasn't like random thrown together stuff. So like Matt said, maybe not everything, or one of you said, maybe not everything clicked necessarily to everybody individually, but like everything at least mattered, which that goes a long way.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the show and what happened tonight. We opened up with the dirt sheet with Miz and Morrison out there, taking some shots at Otis and his relationship with Mandy Rose, taking some shots at Braun and Bray. And the segment reminded me of an old classic Tonight Show bit. Like, now we're going to take a look at rejected puppets from the Firefly Funhouse. I mean, it was hokey. It was like stupid humor, but I don't know. I mean, I thought it worked until Braun came out there and interrupted them.
Yeah, it was all right.
And then we had Braun Strowman versus The Miz, where we all knew how that was going to end with Braun getting the victory. I do have to say, though, Miz and Morrison challenging him to a handicap match at Backlash, 2-on-1. They're doing this thing again, Matt. Yeah. Could you imagine if Miz and Morrison win the championship and they're co-champions?
Or worse, that the guy, and I hate to put this on Braun, it's not his fault, it's the people that book him and write for him and write for the show's fault, okay, to be clear. This is from the guy who single-handedly destroyed the tag team division as the tag team champions at WrestleMania with
that's true.
The Kid, whose name I forget, Daniel, Nicholas. Whatever the hell his name was. Nicholas. How could I forget? Now they found a new way for him to destroy it by having him beat, in my opinion, the best tag team. What should be the best tag team in the tag team division. 1 against 2. Now, is it possible for him to beat both of them? Why would we want to find out, though, if you're WWE, you're supposed to be supposedly revamping the tag team division, and it's getting yet another genre that they're losing out on, not taking advantage of in a tag team division, a cruiserweight division, a women's division. Well, the women's division is really good, but you know what I mean?
I agree with that. I mean, Justin, what do you think the damage is of this? I mean, I guess the question to Matt's point is, who does it hurt more at this point, Miz and Morrison or Braun?
I mean, I think it definitely can hurt Miz and Morrison. I mean, if this one guy beats him in the same match, I was a little surprised in the first place that that's where we're going for Backlash. But then again, I guess maybe after Braun's beaten Bray, the only other thing to do is to have Braun and the Fiend, and maybe they're not ready to go that route yet. Maybe they want to save it for a bigger show versus what might be Backlash in the PC. So that was the first thing that took away was, okay, like Bray's kind of just, off to the side. Does Bray come back in the fold of this match? Braun got Matt and I both love Braun having the title, but Braun got the title obviously as a last minute audible because of what happened with Roman. Is this their way of taking it off Braun by having two guys beat him, and then you have Miz and Morrison fighting over the title over the summer?
No,
there's a lot of things that race. I hope not, but I'm just putting it out there of why they're doing this.
Morrison should not be doing this. John Morrison should be an very highly upper card talent at this junction. As bringing him back to this company, they did him wrong from day one. Having him come up on the bump as his debut. Kidding me? Only reason I even know what the bump is because he was on it. So maybe case point proven. And I hate saying that because Matt Camp, who does that show, actually is a very good friend of mine. I didn't even know he was doing it. I used to come on his fantasy football show all the time on Fantasy Network on Sirius.
Wow.
XM, was it Fantasy Football XM? I forget what it was called. I had my own show called The Fantasy Blueprint, and he helped get me that. Well, I love fantasy football. I'm really addicted to it. I got like 7 to 10 teams. I'm crazy about it.
Wow.
Yeah, but
that's like the nerdiest hobby you have.
Well, it's my comic books probably.
That's true.
7 to 10 at a time. Oh,
dude,
man.
I'm nuts. This year I wasn't able to pull off as many. I was able to play like in 3 leagues.
But if you do that, Matt, at some point you can't even root against certain players because you have every player at some point.
Oh, you think I'd learn my lesson?
Yeah.
But I don't. You're correct. Every game you're like, oh yeah, but no.
But no.
Defense. That was my defense. But I can't. But it's like weird. It's like one of you guys having like one of your friends just randomly on the WWE Network. Like, what the hell? He's the host of the show. How did this happen? That was my reaction to it. But anyways, like how they debuted him was terrible. What they're doing with him now is equally as terrible. I was kind of excited. Okay, they have Miz and Morrison back together. Sure. This will be on every week. They'll be funny. They'll have the dirt sheet. That'll be entertaining. But he's bigger than that. At least I thought he was.
I think he is. I think he is too, Matt. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe look, WWE's had their chance before with John Morrison to like shoot him to the moon as a singles guy, and they haven't. Why we don't know.
They treat him like Dolph, right? A little bit better than Dolph.
I could see something to where Morrison basically saying to the office, like, look, I would rather just be in a tag team having fun with my friends than you try to tout me as a single star and I just go out there and I do nothing. I'm there for a few weeks and then I'm just discarded. Like maybe he would rather just be if he thinks this is
they're friends, but they're not. They don't hang out.
Well, all right.
Interesting.
I don't know. But,
illusion ruined, Matt.
I don't know. I just feel like John Morrison has had more consistent success in WWE when he's been in a tag team versus when they ever tried him as a singles, for whatever reason. But maybe
really,
I think so. Eminem.
I liked his ECW. Morrison. You're right. Championships. Yeah, his ECW championship run I thought was really good. Him versus Punk. Remember, he was ECW champion there.
I like that EC. I mean, I liked heel Big Show with Paul Heyman.
Me too.
The amount of guys that came up and got some, they got. I liked it, but it's always kind of unfortunately remembered as like the people call it the WWE ECW. It's like the throwaway.
True.
It is weird that they're not giving Braun a singles opponent. Justin Lopez pointing out. Maybe they're saving the Fiend for SummerSlam,
which makes sense. I mean, it's a big show. I mean, I get it, but there's other people they could feed him.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Bray interfere. I mean, it seems silly to have Bray interfere with Braun versus Miz and Morrison. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if Braun beats Miz and Morrison, as he will and as he probably should. I mean, I could definitely see after he does that, the Fiend, the creepy laugh or something to remind everybody that this feud's not over.
Yes, I agree. I think that's exactly what will happen, actually. I'm taking over for that prediction, by the way. I just claimed it here. So when Justin tries to claim this, folks, remember, I just put my stamp of approval on it. I put my flag in the ground to claim it before he could. even though he technically said it.
I could almost see.
I just deboed your prediction.
You did debo my prediction. You did.
Well, because they had the stuff about the Firefly Funhouse puppets tonight, I could almost see Bray getting involved in this and maybe does form a short-term alliance with Braun to then kick it up back the one-on-one for SummerSlam. But who knows at this point? Backlash, I'd forgotten it was happening until they were mentioning it tonight.
Yes. I think everybody did.
No, absolutely.
Can I show my you like these kind of things, weird things we talk about here?
Sure.
Glenn, you want to see something crazy? I'm totally throwing my wife under the bus with this.
Oh boy.
I can't turn the camera, but my wife does her work from this desk that I'm using right now.
Yeah.
And she has this facing her. Oh, she's gonna kill me for this. Can you guys see it? Hang on.
What is that? Is that
it is a dragon of sorts with a turtle on its back here. Okay. With a coin in its mouth. You can't make this up, folks.
Huh.
And she believes that, and it is a dragon on top of a bunch of coin. And I believe the folklore is it's to give you good luck financially.
Oh, well, there you go. How's that working out for you?
It's interrupting me, and you guys know I have ADD, like legit, and it's bothering me. I can't stop looking at it while you guys are talking to me. I want to get rid of it. If I get rid of it, dude, I'll be sleeping on the couch though.
I'm looking at my desk around here, and this is just a disaster area. I haven't cleaned this in probably 2 years at this point. For some reason, I've got a 4-pack of Bartles and James wine coolers.
Wait, how long has that been there, you think?
It's been there. So there's kind of like so let's talk about spouses. There's a running joke that I did every couple of years for Christmas where I would give my wife one of those compilation albums you would see advertised on TV, like Secret Love or The All Nighter or Freedom Rock. All those. Yeah. And I would always give her like an alcoholic beverage that was appropriate to the era that the album came out. So I gave her one called The All Nighter with a 4-pack of Bartles and James. I gave her one that was called Secret Love with Reuniti. Remember Reuniti on Ice, So Nice from the mid-'80s? So I would always like pair an alcohol, just a gag alcohol with one of these compilation albums.
Do you remember the original Freedom Rock commercials, Glenn?
Oh, yes. Yes, turn it up, man. In fact, there are some songs that I only know. I kid you not. I only know them by the order they're in. Like when I hear the song, I expect it.
On a desert with a horse. That was one of them.
Yes, but I expect it to go like Nights in White Satin. I've been waiting for a girl like you. Like that's how I remember. Like, and when I watch those commercials on YouTube, I know the order they're coming up in because I've seen those commercials so many times.
Yes, commercials used to have such an impact. An impact.
And now I feel like, first off, what's Pizza Hut making a big deal about nobody touches your pizza? How many people were touching my pizza before?
Thank you.
Between that and Domino's talking about dropping it and giving you the insurance back before this all started. Like, what are these people doing with our pizza?
I thought the same thing. Every time I see a pizza commercial that says contactless delivery, I'm like, yeah, because I really hugged my delivery man prior to the pandemic. Like, what? Like, what are they talking about?
Old school pizza shops we've all been to, right? And you see them in the bag, sprinkling the cheese on and making the dough, then twisting up in the air like a Frisbee. They're doing lots of touching. Yeah,
that's true. It's true. And I'm tired of these commercials. Like, look, Toyota. It's nice that you've got my back right now.
Look, Toyota. Yes, what, the Raptor?
Yeah, just all of it. It's just like in these trying times.
Yeah, or how about like the whether it's insurance companies or whatever, and they're like, you don't got to pay anything right now, no interest, nothing. They're gonna come back and you're gonna pay it all later. So just don't go thanking them too much right now.
They're like drug dealers. You don't have to pay us right now.
Yeah, no.
Just get it later. We'll just run up that interest.
I might be crazy here, but I could have sworn Kia was the first car manufacturer to do something where I could have sworn it was like 10 years or something insane like that. No, 2 years free. Like you don't have to make any payments for the first 2 to 3 years or something like that.
Yes.
I would have bid on that. For the record, I would have bid on that if I was struggling to have a car.
This wasn't even scheduled tonight, but I'm going to do it. In these trying times, when every company is saying they have your back, let's talk about a company that's got your back and your sack, Manscaped, the sponsor of this episode. of the Wrestling Inc. podcast. If you're bored in the house, oh so bored, why not do a little touch up?
That's the reasoning for the touch up, the boredom? No, folks, you're doing it because you're living La Vida Loca, in the words of Glenn.
It's true. It's
you're
true.
Taking care of your business.
You gotta take care of your business. TCB, baby. If you're at home and things are out of control, you don't even want to touch what's going on down there, let alone, your partner. Have some common courtesy. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls, thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. It's the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. So while you're probably looking for new things to do at home, hey, why not make manscaping a part of your routine? I mean, just look at this beard. Look what I got going on here. I don't even want to tell you what's going on down there, but this weekend I got a date with the Lawnmower 3.0 because I gotta keep this tight. Look, we've all cut ourselves there before. Matt, how long have you been shaving your full body? How long have you just been going all over with it? Oh, Matt walks away as I'm sitting there looking at a different thing. I'm going to ask him when he comes back because my theory is, and I want to know, when Matt is doing his bodybuilding, when he was doing his wrestling, shaves his leg, he shaves his back, he shaves his arms. But what about the bikini area? When he takes those briefs off, those silver trunks he used to wear, is it just like he's wearing like chinchilla fur, a chinchilla Speedo down there? Because does he go for everything, or is it just the areas that we saw on camera? Inquiring minds want to know. Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with the Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0, which is waterproof cordless body trimmer. And it also comes with a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine, keep you looking, keep you smelling, keep you feeling fresh. This third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce the manscaping accidents. That ceramic blade is no joke. When you cut yourself shaving or trimming before, it's because you've got these metal blades. Ceramic is where it is at. It moves so much smoother over the surface, free of cuts, free of nicks. It's absolutely fantastic. Their advanced skin-safe technology, and not only do they obsess over these tech developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience, they also use the best ingredients in their formulations. So in that Perfect Package, you'll get the Crop Preserver, Manscaped's anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. Justin, are you using the Crop Preserver, or do you got chafed balls?
I'm using the Crop Preserver. I have all the products lined up in the medicine cabinet, and I'm enjoying them. I love the ball deodorant. I love it all.
Bros, don't chafe your balls. Get Manscaped's Perfect Package 3.0. You're sitting on the couch. We know where your hands are going. You might as well keep them smooth as eggs and smelling fresh. So subscribe to the Perfect Package, and you'll get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, which is great. Got to make sure that trimmer always stays fresh and clean. I had a set of electric clippers that, I kid you not, I probably didn't wash or change for the entirety of my 20s. I don't even want to think about what, you know what I mean? How Justin, this, guys, we do this. We buy one thing and we just never upgrade it. We never replace it. And then one day our wife or our girlfriend throws it away and we're like, what did you do that for? And they're like, it was rusted. There were hairs. It was gross. So with Manscaped, this Perfect Package subscription, it's where it's at. You get that replacement blade. And for a limited time, subscribers get not one, but 2 free gifts. You're going to get the Shed Travel bag. Shed Travel bag, that's a $39 value add, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped boxer briefs, my favorite boxer briefs. I'm upgrading all my underwear to them. So it's a perfect package for your perfect package. So get 20% off plus free shipping with our code WINC at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor. Use the right tools for the job. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WINC at manscaped.com. It's 20% off. Free shipping. WINC. Manscaped.com. Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan's about to say that is the world's longest commercial. Are you kidding me? I just went in, used the bathroom, washed my hands, and chatted with my wife who's taking a bath, and shared with.
Tell me more, but tell it slower.
So very funny. So she's on her iPad, and I'm like, "What are you stalking other people's pages here? What are you doing here?" And she's like, "No, I'm just unfollowing people that are not following me." I go, "I'm gonna go on there and tell everybody that." And she goes, "You should, because I think that's very rude. They're not following me back."
I thought you.
So you're one of them. You're one of those people.
I thought she was going to say she was watching this podcast and she saw you just touch the dragon and turtle.
Oh, I did. I got that out of that's probably the first thing I said before I even went to the bathroom.
touching the dragon, also what Matt Morgan calls it when he manscapes himself.
It is
gets things out of the way.
Asterisk. I have no idea what that even means.
Just sounds good. So Matt, I had the question. Back when you used to do bodybuilding, I mean, you've been shaving everything for probably the better part of your life at this point. So did you just go with what you saw on TV? I mean, was it like a chinchilla Speedo underneath those silver trunks, or did you just go with everything when you used to do the full body shave in wrestling and bodybuilding.
Most guys that are I don't want to say too into themselves or whatever. Maybe it is that to a degree. But this has been something I've seen, I want to say even since college. Honestly, there are athletes and things like that whether you're using a straight edge razor or whatever. But I don't think it was just for bodybuilding either. I think wrestling, you want to look more cut on television. A hairy chest, hairy abs kind of hides that, if you will.
That makes sense.
So the more like lean, vascular look, the better you look on television. So you want to shave, obviously. But God, I wish we had this when I was wrestling. It would have been so much simpler to use because, again, you don't get nicks and you don't get like when you're as tall as I am and you're sitting there shaving your chest or your abs and shoulders and whatever, you're doing it as quick as you can to get the hell out of Dodge and move on with your day. You don't want to be sitting there all day. And so you go quickly. And if you use other clippers that are not Manscaped, and I'm not just saying this is a cheap plug, I'm saying this because this is truth. It scratches the living bleep out of your chest, out of your abs, out of your shoulders, because those blades, again, is steel on steel or metal on metal. And you really do scratch yourself and it leaves marks. So you look like a dork the next day. And if you're on TV, for instance, and where the Manscaped's blades are built to avoid that, as well as not pinching on, your goods, if you will, when you're shaving down there as well. It's really, really legit device, and it works very, very, very well.
No, and as we saw with the Revival shaving their backs backstage, it can be quite a chore.
Did they use the Manscaped or no?
No, they didn't. In fact, talk about a missed opportunity.
Yeah, really.
Maybe we could have tied that in.
Just imagine if Val Venus was still around when Blue Chew is now here. I mean, there would be so many.
Oh, yeah.
Anyhow, we'll have Manscaped back tomorrow night as well for our Double or Nothing coverage. Leon Duncan, $5 super chat. I still think heel Bayley's reaction to Cole's commentary during her matches is absolute gold. Also, when's the last time Charlotte lost clean by pin or tap? That is true.
Both very good points, Leonza.
Absolutely.
Especially a big deal for Charlotte because she's on every freaking show. She's on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown.
Bob the Builder, CA$2 saying, Matt, your truck looks different. I was going to, it's very, very spacious.
Yes, it is.
Yes, the kind of ride Manny Fresh used to rap about.
House real big, cars real big, everything real big.
Justin remembers. Good Lord. Let's talk about this banger of a match. Intercontinental title tournament match. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura tonight. We've seen them before, but it's been a while.
It has been. A great match. You knew it was going to be. Can you guys, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I think I may have said it before, though. For me, Nakamura, no matter what he does in the ring anymore, it doesn't matter. For me, he is in and on this shelf. If these were all toys, okay, this guy is on like the way back of like your classic action figures that you have up front that you're featuring, right? To me, Nakamura is like on the third shelf, and he's like way in the back now. Ooh. Like with Cesaro, ironically, and other like Dolph, and just other stars that I'm now programmed, and I loved him. He was one of my favorites. He legit was, and I hate saying it, but it's truth. I don't take him seriously. There's nothing they're gonna do with him, where he's gonna be a champion, a heavyweight champion.
Well, what's wild is he's held titles in WWE. He's won a Royal Rumble. And yet, even with these accomplishments, I mean, I know I get what you're saying, Matt. And obviously, we've all goo and gaga over the match with Sami Zayn when he made his NXT debut. But he's in like a purgatory. It's not going to go anywhere. You just feel like it's not going to matter no matter what. Even if he got the win against AJ and he's in the final four for the IC tournament, he's not winning.
It's a great point. And here's the other thing: is like I'm forced now by this company to watch wrestling one of two ways. One, as a legit fan like the rest of everybody, in hopes of this person, well, if they win this match, maybe this will turn everything around for them. And then they'll get a push. Maybe they'll be a champion, like I hoped one day. Like a real fan usually watches these shows. Or, like I had to watch it tonight. This dude's stuck in purgatory. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to do anything with him. But you know what? As a wrestler, I'm gonna be able to watch this match and respect it and be like, holy crap, these guys are amazing. I couldn't do what they're doing in the ring right now. And judge their psychology and like, wow, these guys are really good. And watch it from that perspective. And I don't think that's what WWE should be going after. They should be going after us all emotionally invested in these characters, good or bad guy or good guy, you know what I mean, heel or face, and investing in them and having a care in who wins and loses.
Yeah, I'm surprised, because like I don't know Nakamura, but from what I've been able to tell just on social media and from those who do know him, he's got a very jovial personality in real life.
Oh my God! Yes.
For being a guy who's not from this country and this culture, he's still very jovial, very fun to be around. I'm surprised that nothing else. Not that I want him to become a comedy act. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to let him just do something different and see if it like almost like a Rusev. Rusev they pushed hard as the foreign heel for a long time.
Well, unfortunately, they'll turn him into Tajiri and what they did with him.
Yeah,
and what a comedy gimmick he did. He was pretty funny with it for what it's worth. But he was not the Japanese buzzsaw anymore either.
No, but the stuff with him and Regal was really good. For what it was. Yeah, it
was.
I don't know. So I'm surprised that at this point that they haven't even tried that with Nakamura. I'm surprised Vince hasn't,
right.
let him do toilet humor stuff. I'm surprised we haven't got that.
I knew him when he was a little kid, not a little kid, but he was a young boy. Him and Tanahashi both were just finishing graduating from young boy onto the main roster. And I'm telling you, that dude, every time you look around the locker room, he'd be laughing at something. Nakamura with like this like little kid laugh to the point Jindrak used to point it out all the time. Like, why is this dude always laughing? Like nothing's even happening right now. Why is he laughing? Like, why don't you go ask him, Mark?
How long did it take you to get over that in watching wrestling? I know I've asked you variants of this before.
To watch it as a fan?
Well, if I watch a movie, okay, so we hung out with Paul Walter Hauser, who's a Tanya and Cobra Kai, and Richard Jewell. We hung out with him at StarCast last year. And it's like after that, whenever I see him now and things, it's like, oh, hey, I know that guy. Like I've hung out with that guy. You know what I mean? So these are people you spent a lot of time with. Like, do you almost have to take a step back to watch things with the eyes of a fan and not get?
No, they'll always be a friend or a coworker or whatever to me when I watch, and I just watch it like I would if I was backstage watching it on the monitor, hoping that they do great, no injuries happen, they tell the story they want to tell, and more importantly, that the fans in the arena go crazy for their match. So I watch from that perspective if I know them.
I would just, if I were you, and I know it's coming out on this podcast, I would just get angry on their behalf sometimes with, like the Bobby Roodes of the world. These guys
yes, I do that very much.
Yeah. So this match was great. AJ Styles won. I feel like the way they were telegraphing it, I mean, he's definitely going to be in the finals, and I could absolutely see him winning this.
And let's note, Glenn, because this was kind of I think it was said on commentary, but it was definitely made note on social media. AJ Styles is now officially on SmackDown. He was traded. Yeah. He was traded for future considerations. He was traded from Raw, and Raw's going to get a player to be named later. Essentially,
SmackDown just got a hell of a lot better. It's a better fit for him. It really is.
SmackDown,
he'll help him. SmackDown's better.
I mean, SmackDown again. Obviously, SmackDown has an advantage of just being 2 hours. I'll never. That's always something we have to keep in mind when you're comparing it to Raw. 3 hours is a different animal. But yeah, SmackDown, just the way it's handled by the people I guess it's Bruce Pritchard who's doing the week to week for SmackDown. There's just a certain level of consistency. Now, granted, for Heyman and Raw, he's got a lot more newer faces that they're trying to get established, and this is the toughest time to get it established. But the Raw is it gets very car crashy, very random. But there's a certain consistency with SmackDown that's really appreciated.
No, I agree with that. After this, they were hyping Edge versus Orton and what's going to happen at Backlash. As someone trying to find the super chat, Ross McLean, $4.99 European. How do you think WWE is going to book the greatest wrestling match ever, and why do they keep putting talent in these unwinnable situations? Mm-hmm. Matt, how would you feel if they build it? Matt Morgan's going to wrestle in the greatest wrestling match ever.
They both, for what it's worth, can handle it. They're both that good. But come on, there's no such thing as it's impossible. It's an impossible billing to live up to, but I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
I get what what Ross is asking here. Yeah, as Matt said, these guys, these guys can't have a bad match if they try. You know, they're so good
Right.
naturally. They have such chemistry with each other. They know each other so well. There's so much trust that it's going to go a long way. But yeah, for all the times, you know, wrestling used to be on the blacklist of no words right there next to belt for Vince. And now he's allowing, you know, I guess now he's allowing wrestling to be spoken more. Of all the times that you want to make the promotion to a match to be, this is going to be one of the greatest matches ever, wrestling matches. You do it when you don't have the key component for wrestling, which is live reaction. So unless they're keeping it close to the vest, which would be great, I'd love a surprise. Unless we turn on Backlash and it's not in an empty PC, whether it's a PC that has fans, whether it's Full Sail that has fans, or whether it's somewhere else as the country's opening. Unless they surprise us with having some kind of last minute fan thing, I don't know why at this time of all things, I would save the greatest wrestling match tag for when you're going to have your first show back with normal ticket selling situation. That's because you're going to get the biggest pop because everybody is waiting to pop for wrestling. If SummerSlam's the first show back where we get even if it's only 5,000 capacity, but we have anxious fans, the fans of all fans that travel around the world to get to SummerSlam, that's when you promote the greatest wrestling ever because those 5,000 fans are going to go banana, as Pat Patterson would say.
Yeah. Antoine Fair, I like this, $5 super chat saying AJ was traded for a wrestler to be named later. I believe it has to be Roman. What do you think? I could see him coming back and going to Raw.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could see that.
Justin?
Well, one, just obviously unknown timetable with Roman of when he's going to feel comfortable. Two, Roman is such a key player they built SmackDown on Fox around. Like it was meant to be. Roman's like, so that's like not. I'm not knocking AJ, but in terms of commercial, commercial marketability, AJ is not what Roman is. Like, there's not many that are Roman, but like that would be a tough sell to tell Fox. Oh yeah, by the way, we're taking Roman over to Mondays.
Well, we could have Roman versus a heel Braun. I could see that, and that was great before when they had their feuds. I think that's the best feud Roman has ever had. But Roman versus Drew, I don't know. I mean, I'd be shocked if Roman came back and wasn't in the title picture, especially with Brock Lesnar gone.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So they followed up AJ versus Shinsuke with Charlotte Flair versus Bayley. Matt, what did you think of this?
This was good. I like this.
Yeah.
This was really good, actually. And he's right. The commenter earlier, Bayley was actually very entertaining, I thought.
And she won.
Yeah. Bayley's just this with the no crowd where she's made her shtick to antagonize Cole and then even antagonizing the referee. There was a point. I mean, this match was several segments. I don't remember where, so fans go back and find. But there was a point where Bayley tried pinning Charlotte and she tried putting her feet up on the ropes for the leverage, right? And the ref called her, and Bayley was like, "I was just testing you." To the ref, like she is just booming with her personality in the time where you can hear her. There's no crowd to distract from here. But this is a really good match, good back and forth. Bayley gets a win. She pulled the trunks, but still good win. This was a really good match. Good for her. Good for everybody involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. This is exactly what I want to see. Like, two women at the top of their game being able to go out there and have a lengthy match and just show what they're capable of. I mean, I feel like it's been a while. This felt like a pay-per-view match to me.
Yeah, without the fans. But yeah. It was very good. Good quality match, too, on top of it. But again, Bayley, got to give her due. Get on her a lot, not because it's her fault. I don't think they cashed in properly on her from day one as a babyface on her debut on.
Yeah.
I was saying that she's going to be the female John Cena. Like, she's going to be able to be a mint in which she'll be able to
the merch,
print her own money almost because that company did right by her. I thought, but so it was tough to see her and put in these stupid, terrible situations that continued to put her in almost. And then like finally they switched her heel and it was tough. It left a lot to be desired. But she's getting there. I'd say she really is.
I think she's benefited not having the audience because I think the audience was.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good point because I usually say that because the talent's doing something verbal in the ring or on the outside or whatever have you, talking trash, whatever. So like, oh, this is really good for this character. This character's really feeling themselves right now. Plus we can hear the trash talk, which makes them funnier, cooler, whatever. But that's a great point you just brought up. Without the fans there, maybe there's less pressure on her, because she is such a fan favorite, and you could tell she loves being a fan favorite.
Oh yeah.
Because she's genuine. And maybe it makes it easier for her to go into these other gears that we haven't really seen from her as a heel verbally.
Well, how ironic it is, and Matt, Matt, you and I have never talked about this, but I at some point thought something similar way back when she was still in NXT. I remember saying this, and somebody thought I was nuts. I was like, I thought Bayley on the women's in the context of the women's division could be a John Cena. I thought the merch that she could sell, and I got sold on that after being down at Full Sail years ago, watching Bayley and Sasha and
crazy. They're crazy for her.
Yeah,
besides that being an amazing match too.
Yeah, and and Izzy was there, the super Bayley fan. And it's so ironic to think about that. We make the comparison that Bayley could be the women's John Cena from that context, and Bayley is getting her best work done and her best push done as a heel. And there was always the pool of, when is John Cena going to be heel? When are we going to give the John? And so it's funny that I don't know. There's a weird.
She's still
irony.
She's still got a ways to go with this, but she's doing much better than she was, and she's starting to feel it. Most importantly. And I wish her luck. I just still think the big money in her is definitely as that baby face that they just need to let her be. Not the one we've seen on TV. She's much better than what they've given us.
I tell you, and I think tonight was very important that she got this win over Charlotte, who very rarely loses, especially under these circumstances.
Yes.
No Sasha. I actually thought Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley could come in tonight, reciprocating Charlotte interfering their match on Wednesday, but I don't think they're doing that much cross-brand continuity. So, hey, good for Bayley tonight. This was a big moment for her, and I'll be curious when they're gonna pull the trigger on her and Sasha in a feud, because I think that's going to be.
Well, I think their timetable may, at least in original plans, might have been for SummerSlam, which SummerSlam would have been in Sasha's backyard of Boston. But now that SummerSlam is not going to be in Boston because Boston's not allowing it, it seems like that's still the timetable, but it's not going to have the same location importance or location relevance.
So Brian Barry, Buck99, wants to know, are they doing AJ versus Taker at SummerSlam?
Don't know.
I don't no idea, Brian. I did not. I'm sorry.
I don't think I think they could wait for another big pay-per-view. I don't think that needs an audience. I think the Boneyard match is how every Taker match should be from here on out. That was just so much better. Okay. Eric Court, $2, Lions Den match. Who would fit into it?
Well, we're kind of getting. Well, I mean, like next week with Thatcher and Riddle, it's going to be.
Sorry.
Did you drop the dragon, Matt?
No, there's a rule.
Because that'd be bad luck.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying with the Lions Den. I remember they did that with Owen Hart and
Ken Shamrock.
Shamrock or Severn, one of the MMA guys.
And him too, I think.
And that was just like that was a cage with its own octagon. But we might get something similar to that with Thatcher and Riddle next week. They're going to be in a cage. It's probably going to be a more traditional cage, but they're really kind of harping on it being. They're kind of billing it kind of like as a strong style blood sport MMA kind of match. So I'll be interested to see.
Are they really?
There's been like little things the way they've been like little phrases they've been saying in the building to it. So I'm curious if it's gonna be a traditional wrestling ring with cage or if it's gonna be something modified.
I didn't know that.
Justin Lopez, $5, saying it was announced Charlotte's in a 3-way on Raw versus Natty and Nia to see who faces Asuka at Backlash. I'm shocked Shayna isn't in it. Yeah.
Well, it's just Raw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Nia versus Asuka at Backlash. Pretty sure that's the direction they're headed in.
Who?
Nia Jax, yeah.
I don't really think Asuka's going to lose the title.
No. I think Nia's going to lose.
Goes over on Nia?
Yeah, Asuka's going to beat Nia.
You think Nia's ready to lose yet? She just came back.
No, not Nia will become the number one contender.
Yeah.
In this 3-way, so she'll be the next one to face Asuka because Nia was the one that. Yeah, Nia was the one they were positioning to face Becky after Mania, and now that Becky's out, they're just going to sub her in.
You're saying that Asuka beats Nia at Backlash.
Yeah, I mean, who are they more invested in? Shayna's not going anywhere near this match because I think they're saving Shayna for Asuka at SummerSlam.
This is going to sound wild, and you're going to think I'm nuts. You don't think Natty pulls an upset so Asuka gets an automatic win at Backlash? versus giving away Charlotte versus Asuka again, and giving away Nia having to lose to Asuka.
I think Natty's in this match to take the pin, but I like what you're thinking. I like Natty. I like her to get the opportunity here, but I mean, look, it's not going to be Charlotte. That's too confusing.
And she just lost.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited for this.
It has to be Nia. Nia cannot do the JOB. There has to be interference or a DQ or something.
Yeah.
So there you go. Nia versus Asuka. Shayna interferes, and now we have a little bit of a three-way dance going to SummerSlam.
Jimmy MT91 $5 says he thinks AJ is being built up to face Taker again. Maybe the last match Taker's looking for. But what are the odds Sting debuts for AEW tomorrow night?
What is this all about? I was on YouTube right now and I saw, I didn't see it, but one of the advertisements, like the channels I can go to, was like Booker T on his podcast talking about the potential of Sting to AEW to wrestle again. Is this a real thing?
Well, the rumors are flying, Matt, because Sting's WWE,
I get it.
Yeah, his action figure series got pulled from Mattel. So there's been there's been a lot of speculation of maybe that AEW's that he's there. Maybe AEW would have an interest to use him somehow. So
to wrestle though, people are saying he's going to wrestle maybe
only in a Boneyard match style film segment is the only way I could see it. Leon's Duncan saying interesting fact: Becky, Alexa, and Bayley have more days as Raw SmackDown Women's Champion than Charlotte. That makes sense. Charlotte hasn't had, I don't associate her title reigns as being that long. She's had a few lengthy ones, but she was like hot potatoing it back and forth with Sasha for a while.
Charlotte doesn't need to have the championship.
Yeah.
And it's wild because Charlotte at her age and the number of years she's been in the business on the low end, she's on, I mean, like they're gonna have to really pump the brakes with her winning titles, or maybe that's what they want. She's going to pass her old man. If I mean, she's, I mean, yeah. I don't know if that's what they want. I don't know, but
I think she is that dominant. I really do. I think the other talents are amazing. I am so sold that she's better than all of them. I'm sorry. She is awesome in that ring.
I agree. Antoine Fair, we did read your super chat earlier. Thank you for sending another one saying YouTube is buffering. We're seeing some of that. I see us coming through clear recording. So if anyone's watching this on YouTube live, hopefully recorded, it will all be fine. And of course, the podcast will be up, and we'll make sure that that's all good. Lastly, of the super chats for this round, Terry Allen Jr. $5 saying Brooklyn's own Beast Shad Gaspard shirts are available. Pro Wrestling Tees. I believe they're giving 100% of the money to Shad's family. Asking if we'll buy. Absolutely. And
who's Terry Allen Jr.? Do you work for them, Terry?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering why he's asking that question.
Well, I do want to tell the fans. You saw I posted the link to the GoFundMe for Shad's family. We're going to do something. I don't know if we're going to do it with the super chats because YouTube takes a cut. We want all that money to go to Shad's family. We were talking about this before the show, so stay tuned. We'll have.
Just wondering why a guy's asking me why I buy a friend a shirt of my friend who passed away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a little.
It's a little insensitive, whatever.
Yes.
He's trying to promote it. That's why I'm asking. Maybe he's part of the company. I just don't know. And if that's the case, and you want us to promote it, please tell us.
Yeah,
is this the collar and elbow shirt? Is that what we're talking about?
I saw one that was linked on.
That's Al's company. Sorry.
Could have sworn it was Pro Wrestling Tees, and I saw it linked.
No, collar and elbow has Brooklyn's own Beast Shad.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah.
Maybe that's different than the Pro Wrestling Tees one. We'll get to the bottom of it. Of course, the wrestling community still feeling that impact, and like I said, we're gonna do something to contribute to that fund. Savan Varvar $5 just wants to know. I think Gulak will be in that ladder match tomorrow night. It's too good of timing, right?
Well, as soon as it was made public that he was gone, they said all of a sudden they're adding a ninth person, and he has there's no compete time. He's free to go right now. He can go anywhere. So,
what do you mean he's free?
His contract was just naturally ended. It wasn't a release, so it naturally ended. So once it naturally ends, there's no 90-day not compete. So it ended on whatever.
Gulak is no longer WWE.
Yes. Last Friday, I think it was last Friday.
Yeah,
you were with us last Friday. So last Friday, I think it was Friday. It naturally ended.
Just him?
Just him. And that, his contract, just whatever last Friday's date was, that was the end date, and he did not sign a new one. So he was free as of the next day to go anywhere. So as soon as that happened, AEW all of a sudden said this casino match is going to have an extra ninth person. So we're thinking it's
so Drew Gulak's on AEW already?
Well, we think. No, we're guessing.
Wow.
We think it's what's going to happen tomorrow.
I hope he sticks to some of this character here, because this is a good character for him. Even though you want to get away from your WWE persona, usually more times than not, this is one I would not, Drew. I would totally dig into the PowerPoint.
Actually, it was actually, Glenn, wasn't it last Friday? He wrestled on SmackDown, and then on Saturday he was released. Or not released, but his contract was done.
Matt, and I completely understand if you forgot this, given everything that's gone on this week. I think we talked about this at the end of Monday's episode. After we had a long episode. I think we talked about this the very end of an episode.
Sorry.
No, I've been looking at this. I mean, we were doing over an hour before, but since self-isolation, shelter in place, we've had some long episodes of this podcast. I forget half the things that I say on this. People tweet them at me or DM me, and it's just all a blur at this point, man. In a good way. But
Matt, we talked. We talked about this Wednesday. Obviously, we didn't get to joke with you with this. Did you see the bingo board that was created for this podcast?
Yes, that's what made me say how great my connection is tonight.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
No blackout bingo tonight. Anyhow, but Matt, I agree with you. The PowerPoint thing with Drew, it really is. And he's a great wrestler, but that's the key. Being a great wrestler isn't enough.
I don't care. Yeah. I want to be entertained. He can do it because he's hilarious.
Yeah. We had a mixed tag match tonight. Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler versus Mandy Rose and Otis, with Sonya and Dolph picking up the win. I just want to see Sonya and Mandy one-on-one in a real... God, let them do a street fight match or something more extreme. I think that could be amazing at Backlash.
Otis and Dolph lower this.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? But it's true. It really is. We just got to call a spade on this. They do. They are not. Usually valets and managers are supposed to be the garnish, if you will, right? To the steak, the steak dinner, if you will, or whatever, the sizzle to the steak. And they're supposed to be the sizzle, in my opinion, to the girls in this one. I really see it that way. Except they're not sizzling. They're bringing them down. I agree with you. I'd like to see them one-on-one. They have a long friendship together. They have a built-in storyline. We don't need the crap with the guys.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Well, I mean, we have seen them one-on-one. We did see it a few weeks ago. I don't
with them included, not fighting over more. My man said this. I don't want any of that. I don't want any.
But we did get Sonya and Mandy one-on-one. It was the opening match of SmackDown a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was very short.
Fighting because of what just happened, though. I mean,
I don't know. To me, what I like about this is that what started as probably a ha-ha comedy gag, the fat guy gets the pretty blonde, a long time ago when this started, and it's been, relatively speaking, a long time ago, that this is actually still going on. It's still consistent. I mean, I don't think anybody's been harmed by it. Nobody's been. Everybody's been. Maybe Dolph is the only one not, but the other three at least are all elevating their status. I don't know. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Well, we will see. Did we see the hacker tonight?
We did not.
Speaking of crappy crap stuff that Justin likes.
Matt likes.
He loves the hacker. He loves the movie Hackers. Just all about that, man.
Matt's stealing my predictions, putting his blueprint stamp on them.
Matt Purvis, $5 says, "Happy Friday. Thank you, sir. Wants to know how we'd rank the Spinebusters between Triple H, Arn, Batista, and Farouk."
I'm sorry, and no one's gonna. People do not pay close enough attention. I'm glad Matt even has Farouk on there because I don't feel he gets enough justice. I will take his any day of the week. Go back and watch him, folks. Ron Simmons / Farouk Spinebusters. Holy mackerel. Dude, seriously, they're very aggressive. Super powerful. Well done. Triple H's was always really done very well in transition of how he'd go into his. Batista's was pretty dope too. They all very good, great, all four of them. Obviously, Arn's you don't want to say the innovator of them. People did spine busters before him, but he made them famous, I would argue, right? But I'm going with Farouk. Oof, go back and watch them.
Brian Barry, $4.99. Will Adam Page turn heel tomorrow night on the Elite and cost them the match?
That's a pretty good prediction, actually. I didn't think about that. That's a pretty good prediction. I think Brian Barry may be on. I think he may be onto something.
Perhaps. They've been dragging this out. I feel like Adam Page's heel turn long overdue.
Yes.
Bob the Builder, CA Canadian $2 wants to know which is worse today, Impact Wrestling or WCW 2000.
Are you really asking this question? Impact Wrestling today? There's no question. I still loved WCW until its last day.
And then Bob the Builder also wants to know, Matt, any funny stories on Scott Steiner, and what was your reaction to the promos he did with Samoa Joe?
Hilarious. I did a promo with Scott in which it was supposed to be babyface versus babyface. And I saw what was on the script. I saw Scott was going to be, it was supposed to be, Vince but explained it to me that it would be athlete versus athlete, right? College athletes. Me and my brother grew up watching the Steiners and seeing them be able to make the transition from collegiate sports, local boy do good, right, to transition into professional wrestling. And there's something there that Vince wanted me to do, like a babyface versus babyface promo. And I saw a little bit of Steiner's promo. I could see like what was written, and we always can see what each other is saying. And it was pretty aggressive, like him tearing me down, like doing his normal Scott Steiner stuff, right? Tearing you down, like, oh, if I was the blueprint, you look like my dog shaved his ass to walk backwards, some crazy thing like that, right? If I had your DNA, I'd kill myself, I'd shoot myself, then I'd kill myself, like good Steiner lines for sure. And I remember telling Vince, I'm like, Vince, I can't just stand there and take that. I've got to be able to obviously go back, that, right? And he's like, if you do that, your win against him, it won't be as much. It won't mean as much. You're going over on him at the pay-per-view. That's your payback. And if you do it now and you get, I'm like, this is my strength is on the mic. I'm like, I've got 1,000,001 one-liners to kill him with right now. And anything he says to me, you need to be this tall to ride this ride. I still don't see you. Please stand up. There's just 1,000,000 different short person jokes that I could have just destroyed him with. But he's like, you're missing the point. You're supposed to be babyface, and he's the babyface too. But you got to have the sympathy on you for trying to come across to him and saying, well, of looking up to him as a little kid, right, and paving the way for other All-American athletes to find the transition into pro wrestling, something like that, I recall. And it made sense. I know what Vince was talking about. But then right when it was done, I remember Hogan be like, you should have annihilated him. You should not have just sat there and taken him saying those things. You can't do that. You're too big, and he was right in retrospect. But it was a good learning lesson. But I felt it. I felt it immediately when I read it. I'm like, there's no way the blueprint would just sit there and stay there and be like, okay, Scott, what else do you got for me? Do you know what I mean? I would big boot him something.
Matt, just to be clear for everybody, you said Vince several times. You mean Russo, right? Not McMahon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Terry Allen Jr. spending $5 more just to say that Collar and Elbow are selling their shirts with 100% of the cash going towards Shad's family. Pro Wrestling Tees is doing the same. So if you want one of those, pick it up. I am just going to donate money directly. We're going to do something through this podcast, but if you want a shirt to memorialize him, that's a nice way to do it and give his family some money. So we had Jeff Hardy backstage. We'll wait till Matt gets back to talk about this some more.
I am gonna buy one of those shirts. I just found it on Collar and Elbow.
Nice.
It's a nice looking shirt.
WWE, of course, memorialized Shad against Night with the graphic. Yeah. Still just what can you say?
I think the Undertaker even commented on it too.
Oh wow!
I think we have that on Wrestling. I think the Undertaker commented said like it's something to the effect of like it just isn't fair.
No, it's not.
No, not at all. I mean,
I'm going to transition out of that so we can go through this podcast and Yeah. Speaking of the Undertaker, was he doing like a round of press this week in the last Friday? I've heard a lot of interviews.
Yeah, he did Barstool's. He did. Well, most recently he did Go on Busted Open, radio and Sirius. He did Barstool Sports, Pardon My Take, and I have not got to hear the audio, so I haven't got to hear I can't hear the context and the flavor and him laughing. But it sounded like Barstool, as you'd expect with their brand. They did some good interviewing, some good questions with wrestling, but they brought up one of the famous, like, and I wish Matt was here because bring it up to him. One of the famous things about one of the famous fun facts about the Undertaker, weird fun facts, is that he has like this phobia, dislike, fear, whatever of cucumbers. And they brought it up to him. And when you read the transcript, I legitimately
heard the audio.
I laugh out loud. I want to go hear the audio of it.
I feel Sigmund Freud would probably have some speculation on what that's all about.
It's so great.
So the chat room's asking, what are you drinking tonight, Justin?
Same.
Absolute bar. Why don't you just come up with like a signature version of it?
No, I did not. Let me be clear. I don't think I explained this at the night. This was not some like creative thing I came up with. Every year in Brooklyn, I would do a pre-party for the 3 or 4 years that SummerSlam was in Brooklyn. I would do the same pre-party a few blocks away from Barclays at this particular bar, and they'd always create a drink and food menu. Actually, Sheamus and I did a party there, a post party at SummerSlam one year. We would always have a drink menu and a food menu that was wrestling themed, and they knew that I was like my spirit of choice was vodka, and so they named it the Absolute LaBar, and so I just kind of ran with it and stuck with it and took it with me.
Now, what's in this again?
Well, the principle is vodka and Sprite, but then you can add. There's some different fun garnishes. I'm a spice guy, so there's some fun different garnishes you can get into if you want a little jalapeno, or if you want some different spices to go with the. Or if you want some flavors to go with it, but the principle is vodka and Sprite, very basic.
People were asking earlier. I was drinking a Corona Light that I got. I'm just I've gone through periods of my life where I drank more alcohol, but I've never been like a big alcohol guy. And I think when I've had stressful jobs, maybe I would try that. Okay, I'm just gonna have a beer at night to sort of unwind, take my mind off things, and think of what were they called, like session beers, like I really like that, like the kind of like lighter, easier going down, the kind you could just have like 4 of them until you get full.
You see, and you talk earlier about like the weather, and like do you have like certain things with the weather, like beer? I really don't want to drink beer when it's cold. I'm definitely a guy that like when it's cold around Christmas time and the holidays. I like for dinner, if it's the right dinner, like a glass of red wine seems really nice. But like, I don't really want to drink beer, at least not like more than 1 or 2. I don't really want to drink beer unless it's like hot out, unless I'm sitting out on a porch and like listen to music, and like that's when I want beer. I don't crave beer in February. If that makes sense.
You know what the most delicious alcoholic drink is? Like, it's absolutely the best one. If I had to pick one to have the rest of my life,
what's that?
A Lava Flow. I remember like having those when I went to Hawaii. I remember making them at home a few times. It's like coconut cream, and I think there's like raspberry in it, and it's just like Malibu rum. It's like the most delicious drink, but it's also got like 1,000 calories in each one.
I will say, I've tried. I haven't really had much dark soda in the last 3 years. I've tried soda. Okay. If I try to have soda, I try to keep it to just like Sprite. I try not to have like Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, anything like that. But Malibu with some Coke is actually not. It's a rum and Coke. It's just not the spiced rum of Jack and Coke. So Malibu and Coke's pretty good.
I agree with that. But yeah, like there's something to Kids in the Hall had a great sketch about this called "The Girl Drank Drunk." There's something to the fruity, tasty drinks. I absolutely see the appeal. Like I always wanted to be like a whiskey Scotch bourbon guy, but I don't know. Maybe I just
I'm not. I don't have the palate for Scotch yet. I like Buffalo Trace bourbon. Buffalo Trace is pretty good. I'll do shots of Fireball, which is whiskey. Which I don't know.
I think I finally have begun to understand the difference between good and bad wine. But for probably 20 years there, I could just get the $2 chuck at Trader Joe's and be happy with that.
If you want some wine, it's from California. WrestleMania 31, when it was at Levi Stadium, we did with the night. I always try to do like a WrestleMania event, and Vince. Funny enough, I was just clarifying Russo with Matt.
Yes.
Vince Russo was I was doing the Chair Shot Reality podcast at the time. Vince Russo was our like guest, and we did an event at J. Lohr Wine Vineyard, LOHR, J. Lohr. And we had a Hall of Fame viewing party. We had it open to, I don't know, 30 or 40 people that bought tickets. They got like to sit and have this wine tasting event with us, food catered, and then we watched the Hall of Fame. I forget who all went in that night. I think Macho Man might have gone in that night.
Maybe. At a winery, wow. Yeah,
we did it at a winery. It was kind of like but it was like the idea was watch the Hall of Fame, black tie event, try to get dressed up.
That's like the fanciest wrestling watch along, probably.
It really was. You know, there's a great picture of Russo and I. I'll have to share it at some point. Like it's like in black and white, and we're all dressed to the nines, watching the Hall of Fame.
I mean, did you have to? Yeah.
But J. Lohr Wine.
Did you have to rent like a bigger ballroom to store everyone's top hat and monocle? You know.
No, but it was
when they came in.
It was a success. It was part of a. As I recall, it's part of a package. We kind of did it kind of like how you do like Mania. You could either buy it a la carte and come to this wine thing, or you could buy the whole package for CSR that weekend. And you got to go to the wine thing, and you got to go to our pre and post Mania event that we had at a different bar on Sunday. So I mean, like it was like we had a lot of events going on. What's that?
Wants to know summer parties at McMahon's.
No, and I know of McMahon's. I would actually pass it. Unfortunately, I can never get in touch with the right people at McMahon's. It seemed like a great fit, obviously. McMahon's was a couple blocks closer. It was like by 4 blocks closer to Barclays. So I had interest in it. But no, the place that we used, it was on the same 5th Avenue as McMahon's. I think it was called 205th. A couple blocks down on opposite side of the street. Really good place if you're in Brooklyn near Barclays. 205th, very nice staff. I still keep in touch with the manager and the people that are there. Very cool place, good food. Like I said, we did a lot of pre-parties there, LaBar pre-parties, and then like I said, one time we did myself, Nick Hausman, and Sheamus doing a post SummerSlam, which everybody got sauced, as you would think would happen after SummerSlam.
As you would think. You guys with the super chats tonight. Everyone has so many questions, so many things. I want to save some of this. For Matt, Rojo Bear 24, $5 saying he hopes the 9th participant in the ladder match is either Brian Cage or Jeff Cobb. They're trolling, man. If it's not Drew at this point, they are. If it's not Drew Gulak, they are trolling everyone.
Or maybe, well, I guess no. I guess all the other ones that were released in April from WWE are still in the 98 no compete. So I guess it can't be.
Name and Roebuck 99. Do you think Kenny is the one to turn on the Elite? I mean, that would be a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, Adam's the one that they're kind of putting like that final shot of the Bucks, Kenny and Hardy raising their hands in the end zone, but Adam was the one walking off. So like that's kind of like the obvious as Adam turns on him, but maybe it's Kenny. Yeah.
Maybe Justin Lopez, $5. Bar 200. Justin, I live down the block. Shout out to 200, the best sports bar in Brooklyn.
It's a great place. It really is. I mean, I can't say enough about how cool of a place and I've worked with so many bars in so many cities doing these kind of parties. I've worked with bars like probably my number one favorite, Spirits on Bourbon in New Orleans. It was a bar rescue, John Taffer bar, and it's one of the most successful rescued bars that Taffer ever did. I've done 2 events with them. I love them the most. I love New Orleans the most, but 205th is really fun to deal with. It's good vibe, good atmosphere.
I miss New York, man. I miss Brooklyn. It's going to probably be a long time till I'm back. I think between 2018 and 2019, I think I went to New York maybe 5 or 6 times in a 13, 14-month time span. Just crazy. We were supposed to be there in April before all this happened. We had all the tickets. I
was supposed to be in Aruba this month. I had to reschedule that. Hopefully I'm going at the end of November if life is better by then.
Is that on your way down to Kokomo or just a trip to Aruba itself?
So full disclosure, this is the 10th year my wife and I have been together, not as married, but as together. And so Aruba is where we went on our honeymoon. So I just figured it's 10 years of like just being a couple. I was trying to take us back to Aruba. And that was like the big surprise I gave her, but that got screwed up.
Brian Berry, $4.99 wants to know, does Brodie Lee lose clean tomorrow or does the match end in DQ?
And that's probably the biggest thing that I'm interested in terms of like booking is we've talked about this. Like you don't see Brodie Lee getting flat out pinned in his first, like not his first match, but his first like pay-per-view match and title match nonetheless. But like they're not going to just pull it off Moxley this fast, are they?
No.
But I mean, Brodie could get it off Moxley because Brodie has the Dark Order, so Moxley could drop it, but not look weak. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks with the booking of that, you know. And also, if Moxley and Brodie Lee is the last match, like, you know, so you have Moxley versus Brodie Lee, and then you have the Stadium Stampede. So I kind of think the Stadium Stampede is what goes last. But if Moxley versus Brodie Lee goes last, that makes me start to question what the finish is. That makes me think, all right, they're going to go off with a bang, which would be a title change, which would be shocking that it's off Moxley. But again,
ain't happening. He ain't losing the title.
Yeah, I don't think so. And but again, Matt,
how many viewers did we lose since I've been away?
You know, it's gone to nothing. It's like Impact's ratings now, Matt.
Nobody's watching, Matt. But like, how do you beat Brodie on his first pay-per-view match in AEW? So like
DQ.
I mean, yeah, and if it's not the last match, you can get away with that. But AEW has not been real big on F finishes. They're not real big on DQs.
A new debut. Here's what you do. A new debut. It'd be very weird for a debuted babyface to come in and interrupt. And then, because Brodie Lee needs to get the hell away from Moxley in the title picture, in my opinion, unless they have intentions of making him champion, like you said. I love Brodie Lee. I know him personally. Worked with him on the Indies, one of my first indie shows, actually.
Oh wow!
But with that said, he's not ready to be champion. My humble opinion. Who the hell am I? But seriously, they're a new company. They're taking on the juggernaut per se. It is important who your champion is right now for them. It is. It's not ready. It's not set up for him to be champion just yet. In my opinion, if this was my company, again, it's not my company. Do you know what I mean? So I would normally book this and it'd be weird, but have a debuting big name, some decent name size value of a babyface debut that interrupts this match and takes Brodie the hell away from Moxley into a new storyline. Because you're seeing what's about to happen. They're booking themselves in a corner with this.
Yeah.
It's not going to help Brodie Lee. He cannot lose either. I agree.
Sting shows up and takes on the Dark Order. There we go.
The Dark Order.
One
Good
last
job on, they buried 10, by the way. 10, the only one in the group, by the way, that looked like he's seen a gym.
Yes. Well, and he actually, if he was alone with the tattoos and the mask, like, he looks cool.
I thought so. I thought the dude was pretty damn jacked.
Yeah, we talked about this the other night. So the last thing we have to talk about at SmackDown was that Intercontinental title tournament match that closed the show, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. I mean, again, this was like a pay-per-view level match. They gave us some good stuff tonight.
I just don't care about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like Sheamus's trash talk during the match. I thought that was really good. Yeah.
I mean, Sheamus is so believable. He really is, and it's a good matchup for Jeff because Jeff can sell his ass off. I loved working Jeff Hardy. I hated the fact, though, I got the Jeff Hardy complete opposite day. I was the face. He was the heel.
Huh.
It was when Jeff Hardy was a champion. I remember being like, come on, this is my chance to work Jeff Hardy, and you're going to give me like 4 months we worked together, essentially, I believe. House shows. We main evented every house show we were on. He was a champion with his own championship belt that I hated. Thought that was a terrible idea because then Ken Anderson beats him for it, and he had to walk around wearing that belt with Jeff Hardy's logo and face and everything all over it. Yeah. It was so stupid.
I remember.
But such as TNA. And I was like, this is so reverse. This is not the way I wanted it. I wanted it to be me being this mean bastard, just beating the tar out of Jeff Hardy and watching him sell all over the arena like Ricky Martin. Him too.
Living the Vida Loca.
Shaking his bonbon.
Do you know what I mean, though? Because like he is the epitome of babyface, especially when it comes to the heat of the match for the heel. And it's so imperative that you have a babyface that can sell. That's why I loved working AJ. And again, I think I was babyface versus an AJ too, who's a heel. I mean, it's just it's so much easier to be a big heel than it is a babyface.
So with this win from Hardy tonight, it's going to be Hardy versus Bryan in the next round, and then Elias versus AJ.
Daniel Bryan versus Hardy?
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to.
But yeah, and it'll be fine. It'll be entertaining. But with the way this ended tonight, with Hardy just getting kind of like Bayley beating Charlotte, it was just a roll up. It screams that Sheamus is gonna somehow cost Jeff Hardy this. So it's not gonna be that's gonna be the
end.
Yeah,
it's okay. As long as they give me 10 minutes of a good match and the 11th minute that happens, I'm cool with that.
I mean, as much as I love Elias, I'd love to see it. I think we're building to AJ versus Bryan as your finals, right?
Ooh, that's a hell of a final. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think the way they just brought Jeff back, I think it's going to be AJ versus Jeff.
In that.
Well, though maybe not though. If they go with Sheamus.
The way if Jeff would have beat Sheamus, the way that it was just a roll up victory and Sheamus is getting some revenge.
Okay.
Well,
so look, between Sheamus and Hardy, AJ Nakamura and Bayley and Charlotte, these were like 3 pay-per-view quality matches tonight. Even the stuff that didn't hit, in my mind, this was a really good episode of SmackDown, especially considering what we've seen lately.
It was
WWE TV. But a question I think you're going to be much more excited to talk about, Matt. Leon's Duncan, $2, wants to know your favorite song on the Blueprint and your favorite Wu-Tang song.
Oh, it put me on the spot with the Wu-Tang. I'm going to go deep. I'm going to say the Chef Raekwon's first singles release.
Oh, wow.
Only built for Cuban Links. Remember that CD, what it looked like? And the tape as well was purple. It's pretty sweet. I guess Ice Cream. Ice Cream was pretty dope. All of Wu-Tang stuff was awesome.
I don't know. I felt like
put on the spot right now.
I feel like the later albums lost me. I think Enter the 36 Chambers was incredible.
Definitely.
The solo albums were great. I feel like what was it? The video with all the bees, and when there were like 30 people in Wu-Tang, that's when I kind of started to tune out a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you. What was that? What song was that?
I want to say it was like Forever or something like that. What was the?
Oh God, I forget the name of the songs. I don't remember the names.
The chat room will know.
Damn, what was it? Woo ha, woo ha. Well, I'm gonna give it to you. Something like that.
And what about on the Blueprint album?
I'll be honest, Jay-Z got kind of, I don't want to say corny. I was a big Nas and Biggie fan. Jay-Z I liked. But I don't know why. In an interview I one time said I got it from the Blueprint album. No, I didn't.
Which doesn't make sense. Well, the Blueprint album came out, I think it actually came out on 9/11, didn't it? Or like right?
It came out after I became, like, sincerely. I could be wrong on that, but that's not where I got it from. That's not. Yeah. Kenny Bolin is where I got it from in OVW. I was in the middle of a promo. Anyways, GZ, I got nothing for you, dude. Sorry.
Nothing on the album. Nothing on the album that you share a name with. I would say Glenn W.O.
I like Brooklyn's Finest, honestly. If my favorite Jay-Z song also has my favorite rapper in it, Biggie. So yeah, there you go.
I'd say back in my days, Girls was my jam. It
was a cool video.
Cool video. Also, the lyrics on that are just ridiculous. Even like the Eddie Murphy Raw reference that's in there, like it's just so like he doesn't get enough credit for how clever.
What about 99 Problems?
I like 99 Problems. I just feel it's like I never need to hear that again. Like I'm good.
I liked his mix. Hang on, with what was the band?
Linkin Park.
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah.
That Jay-Z and Linkin Park CD by itself was awesome. I still listen to that.
One of the best. I know this might be hard to believe. When I did work out in the gym regularly, one of the best.
Very hard.
Thank you, Matt. You don't have to like reiterate what I said. One of the best beats.
Did I tell you it was hard? Sorry. No. Triumph. Yes.
Calm down. All I'm trying to say, one of the best beats is the beat to 99 Problems. If you can get an instrumental version of that, that if you want to like spar.
Which one though? Jay-Z's rap version, his original?
Just the rap version. I was Linkin Park. Just the rap. If you can get just the instrumental beat to 99 Problems, like to spar and like to get yourself going, that is a great.
What was the one Linkin Park song? I'm About to Break. That mix with Jay-Z. Oh my God, that may be my top 10 of all time. Actually,
wow.
That makes me like want to head by the window.
Fun fact:
I get so amped up to that song.
My high school AOL Instant Messenger screen name was a play off of Linkin Park.
Come on,
you interrupted me for that garbage.
Yes.
You're surprised I said that too. Look at everyone rewind that moment right there. Look at Justin's face. He's very flabbergasted. How dare I be offended that he cut me off with that nonsense of his AOL screen name?
How dare you cut me off?
Spot on your Wrestling Inc. bingo card, everyone.
I'm just reiterating that song would pump me up that much while I'm in the gym. I need to be clear because I realize when I watch the show back every once in a while, when I talk and any of you guys talk, it automatically speaks. You guys speak over me, and it like cuts my mic for some reason. I don't know why.
Tonight,
it's a real mic. It's set up perfectly. I don't know why it happens.
You sound fantastic tonight. This is great.
It's something with the connection though, and how it works. Even when I do it on this in the office, when you guys talk in the chat room, probably knows what I'm talking about. When you guys talk, like just talk over me right now. Go. La, 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 la. Talk over me. Go.
Matt, I'm talking over Matt. I'm talking over Matt.
So right there, you won't hear my laws, and you'll hear Glenn.
Huh. That's unfortunate.
But Matt, does that does that happen with Glenn and I? Because it might be just
both of you have really good. In Ryback, it happened too. I noticed you guys have really good mics or sound or something.
Because to let everybody know, we used to do this podcast, and people probably can tell the difference. We used to do this podcast with the Google Hangouts, and Google Hangouts was programmed to where whoever's the person that hears audio, it then like takes them as like the main person, and it will cut off. But we're not on Google Hangouts, so I don't know if it's a connection thing or if that's just how this is programmed. I don't know.
It's because it's me.
Oh, I hear you guys over each other. Bob the Builder. Canadian, California, $5. I've got our own currency now. Matthew Thomas Morgan, that's weird using his middle name. Is he in trouble or something? Any heat on Big Show? Your matches with him were so stiff. Also loved your cameo on The Good Guys.
Bob the Builder, who are you? I'm on to you, Bob the Builder. You know way too much about me. You're a family member, I think. You are. You're one of my nieces and nephews. I have a feeling, Bob the Builder. Was he stiff with me, Big Show? No, I don't remember that. In fact, it was the opposite. I remember, I've told you guys this ad nauseum probably. Big Show used to go to Vince behind my back. First of all, Big Show would have me onto his bus after we would work together because I was in awe of him, not in a markish way, but in just an athlete kind of way, right? If you were on the Celtics back in the mid 80s, right? And you're the backup center. You're gonna go hang out with Robert Parrish and pick his brain for everything. Hey, listen to me, for everything he's worth, because you want to pick his brain because he's successful, right? So I was like that with every big guy, Kane, Big Show, Undertaker. Whenever I had my opportunities to meet with them, so here I'm working an angle with Big Show. So after one of our matches or whatever, or run-ins in which I F5'd him through the table, I think. He had me on his bus, his tour bus. We had a beer together, and he was congratulating me or whatever. Next thing I know, the next taping I go to for SmackDown, Vince pulls me aside in the gorilla. He's like, "Hey, great job. You're doing great. Just remember, you got to take it easy out there." I'm like, "What do you mean? I don't understand." Because when I used to come through the curtain, I used to do this or that to Vince to let me know what my segment was. How do you think I did? And he always gave me a thumbs up, generally. So I did that, and he was like, I'm like, what does that mean? So I went over and I asked him, and he's like, well, you got to be a little bit, Big Show saying that, you got to take care of him a little bit better. And in my head, I was like, that backstep, you got to be kidding me. He has so many opportunities to come up to me and tell me that there's something he didn't like or that I was risking injuring him or something like that. And he never did, So I lost some respect because of that, because it was not me not careful with him. It was him being insecure, and he had no reason to be insecure because he's like 5 of me, literally. He's so immense. TV does not do injustice. It's a real thing. He's literally 2 of me wide and a couple inches taller. And he's the Big Show, and I was a young rookie. Are you kidding me? He had nothing to be weirded out by or jealous by or insecure by, most importantly. You know what I mean? So that's my thing with him.
Matt, this might be one of those like folk rumors. There's once a thing. Does Big Show actually have Jack Daniels on tap on his bus?
Oh, this is one of his first, very, very, very first buses. This was a new thing at the time. He was the only one with one at the time.
Okay.
Brock had an airplane that had been on, believe it or not.
Someone in the chat was speculating. I apologize. Super chats go off after a while. But someone was speculating that Rusev could show up and cost Brodie Lee.
He can't.
Oh, that would be good though. Why you gotta be a Debbie Downer, Justin? Well, because according to my calculations, his 90 days are not up yet. Is that what you're gonna say? Raj, Debbie Downer, rain cloud, take everyone's fun away.
I'm gonna wait till you have something else important to say, and I'll interrupt you.
He who taketh awayeth. Go ahead.
What was the AOL screen name, Justin? Just get, you don't have to say the exact one, but what song?
These nuts.
I mean, I can say it because I haven't logged on in 15 years, so my away message is probably still up. It was a Punk Park 2005.
Oh, there you go.
You interrupted me for that.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Matt, you've had an email address with Blueprint in the email address, though, right?
Oh, I'm sure I have. I have had to have. Yes. That's definitely Matt Morgan, Markish material for sure. Yes. Yes.
So people are saying, and I just confirmed this, Phoenix is out of the ladder match tomorrow night. Joey Janela is taking his place.
I'm surprised. That bump he took on Wednesday.
Oh, I didn't know he got hurt from it. Sorry.
Yeah, nobody called him. He just
and even more. Britt Baker is out due to injury tomorrow.
Damn, how bad's her injury? Do we know?
Looks bad. Knee.
It's her knee.
Yeah.
ACL.
It seems like I don't know for sure, but it's her knee. It looks bad.
Oh boy. She was really starting to not starting. She was moving past just starting, doing great.
The baby faces fireman, like they wanted to fireman carry Nia and have Nia come and hit Britt here in the corner, and they dumped Nyla. They dumped Nyla right on Britt's knee, and Nyla just came right onto Britt's knee, and the way how Britt's knee was laying.
What the hell? Did they not see her there? How did that happen? I gotta go back and watch it.
Just AEW's women's division, man. Like it's just finally starting to get something going.
Starring her, finally.
Yeah. Bob the Builder is clarifying, giving money to clarify. Raj Giri thanks you every time. You follow up to your super chat.
Builder, I am on to you. He's giving us Canadian money, correct?
How many people you know in Canada?
So that means he's from Canada.
Canada? How many people do you know in Canada?
You are Bob the Builder. I now know who you are. That just gave it away. I know for sure who you are.
Or maybe he's paying Canadian money to hide his true identity. Maybe he's from somewhere else. I don't know.
But that's awesome that you see me on The Good Guys. That's awesome. That was a very fun time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mean to go, Matt. No offense, not like I don't get my fill of Matt Morgan, but I think every so often I'm gonna go back and watch all of season 2 of Tough Enough. I'm gonna go back and watch the Matt Morgan matches. I'm gonna go back and watch the Matt Morgan acting stuff. You haven't done acting in a while. I know you auditioned for something super secret a while ago, but you haven't. When's the last time you acted in movies or TV?
Oh my! When I was still wrestling, right?
Yeah. I want to say, yeah. I mean, well, yeah. So I guess pre 2014.
Yeah. Yes.
Everett Todd $2 say AEW's women's division needs a faction. They need something, man. With Britt, look, Britt ain't the champ, but Britt is the biggest star in AEW's women's division, biggest character.
I agree, brother.
And
damn. Get better, Britt.
Seriously. Oh man, well that sucks. Speaking of AEW, Justin, hit us with the ratings.
So the numbers are in. AEW this past week, viewership up for their go-home show to Double or Nothing, which is what you want if you're them. Dynamite Drew, again, this is viewership, not a rating, viewership. 701,000, that's up 7% from the previous week. And that was better than NXT. NXT did 592,000. That was down 2%. So AEW moving in the up, NXT moving in the down compared to the weeks prior.
Interesting. Did you guys watch Snowpiercer on TNT this week?
I watched. You know what? I didn't watch it live, but we watched one of the re-airings of it because my wife had heard about it on all her pop culture podcasts, and we had something. Last night we wanted something to watch, so we did watch the first episode.
Did you see the movie?
I did not. I actually, after I started doing my deep dive after the fact, and I saw it in the credits that it was based on a movie. I didn't know that there was already a movie made about it.
Dude, the movie is like legit. It's by the same guy who did Parasite, that won Best Picture this year at the Oscars. But it is an action movie that goes from the back of the train to the front of the train. And that is the entire movie. It is fantastic. One of the best films of the 21st century.
Interesting.
So Matt Morgan, we got tomorrow night. We got Double or Nothing. We're going to pay money. We're going to pay like $50. Is it $50 tomorrow night?
For what?
For Double or Nothing tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. I watch it on my phone generally on the, what do you call it app?
BR Live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Raj doesn't just point it at his TV and then FaceTime you so you can watch it on your phone that way for free?
No, why should he be?
You should be like, Raj Giri, pay for my Double or Nothing.
I'll tell you
pay-per-view.
I'll tell you what. I used to turn into the tax man before the WWE Network, and you had to pay for pay-per-views. I used to turn the pay-per-view and cable bills, and then I turned the WWE Network bills. Go to the tax man and say, look, I'm doing this pro wrestling podcast and stuff. This is an expense. I want it as a write-off, all these pay-per-views I got to buy. I
write off my WWE Network every year.
I should be smart enough to be doing that, and I am not.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me, doesn't your dad still do your taxes?
He used to back in the day, yeah. Not anymore.
You can write off your internet. You can write off also, especially now that you're doing all this work from home.
Yeah.
You can write off part of your mortgage if you have a home office.
They really audit that, though, so I've never taken that deduction.
Great.
Yeah. Anyhow, I know we're talking about taxes, Matt, on a Friday night. What could be more exciting? An adult. People want to know Dark Side of the Ring. Did you watch?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. I wish there was more to it, don't you? Like, I left wanting more from that. It was so well done. They're all so good. But this one, I thought they could have done even more.
There could be an extended cut. It's the highest rated episode of the series. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and do a little more. People want to know, are we going to do predictions for tomorrow? Do we need to do predictions for tomorrow? It's getting late. We're at an hour 30.
Just how many matches are there?
I don't know.
Justin, do you have the card in front of you?
AEW Double. Come on, Punk Park 2005.
Ask us on Twitter. I'm going to go change my away message if I can log in.
You know, they shut down AOL Instant Messenger like 2 years ago.
Damn.
Yes. I'm looking at the card. Hold on.
No, we're not doing predictions. We're done.
No predictions.
It's 11:38 on a Friday East Coast. It's not this 8:38 West Coast time where you still have daylight. We're out of here. We're done.
There. Last super chat, Brian Barry. We got one more quick one. Wants to know, how is it playing Cornette Bodyguard?
Easy. And it was right when I had hurt my back and I just got through addiction. I was about 6-7 months sober at the time. It was a great opportunity for me because I thought I was done with wrestling. I wasn't coming back to wrestling. I made the deal that I'm done. I can't go back and wrestle and avoid taking painkillers. I'm not strong enough, I felt. Excuse me. My addiction was still so darn new, even though I'm sober now for 6 to 7 months. But when they pitched it to me that I'd be Cornette's bodyguard, all I had to do was be on TV, be big, and be behind them, essentially. Oh, my God, right? Yeah. And then a slow burn introduction to where they let my promo skills be featured instead of my physique and my physicality and wrestling in the ring and all that other stuff. It ended up really working well for me in the long run, especially on the addiction front because I wasn't taking bumps.
Yeah, I bet.
Last you ever hooped with? This has to be Mark Jindrak asking that question. By far, Mark Jindrak.
There you have it. Oh, and Justin wants to know, when you were away, did you ever experience firsthand Undertaker's fear of cucumbers?
No.
He talked about it on Barstool Sports this past week. It was hilarious.
He will leave the room if there are cucumbers in the room. They freak him out.
Why they freak him out?
It freaks him out. This got into a deep dive. I'll be really quick. I guess there's some kind of like scent. There's a chemical scent about cucumbers that certain people have like a phobia or a problem with, and Undertaker has a problem with cucumbers.
It's a natural diuretic. He's missing out. That's what you guys should be eating at nighttime when you crave midnight snacks. Dip some of that in vinaigrette, and you'll think you're cheating on your diet, but you're not. And it jumpstarts your metabolism as well while you're able to go back to sleep. It's really good stuff.
Couldn't you just have pickles instead?
Oh, I love pickles, but they're sodium.
That's true. The sodium.
Cranberry juice. It's a natural diuretic. My girlfriend has it when she's on her period. You on your period? Name the movie, Glenn.
I actually don't know.
Martin Scorsese's The Departed.
Oh, never saw it.
So you just made a ridiculous looking face to close off the show to a joke that nobody got.
It's not. I thought one of you would have got
that. Is right now. If you could
score safety film,
The Simpsons, what's his name, Nelson, going, it would be right now.
I stopped. I between 1983 and the year 2004, I've saw every movie that was released, and then I just stopped one day.
You didn't see The Departed, though? Come on, man.
No, I'm behind on some stuff.
You've never seen The Departed?
It was good.
I've heard it was good.
Very good.
Okay, gentlemen. Justin, we'll see you on Wednesday tomorrow.
Ooh. Did you pick up on that, Justin? He referred to us as gentlemen, not you. He said gentlemen and Justin.
I caught it. I got heat with Glenn. I got heat with you. I got heat with both of you. This is.
You hate me tonight.
Oh, God. Morgan, you and I.
So much negativity in the world. Come on. This is my escape from that. Okay, we'll see you back tomorrow night for Double or Nothing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane. We'll catch you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.
Raj doesn't